Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day, week, month, year happens to be for you. I have some Archangel Metatron and Christ Consciousness Oracle guidance for us all at this beautiful time on Mother Earth. Happy Valentine's Day, week, month, year. Okay, I've got 3 cards for us that I'm going to read to you. The first one is Ancestors. Oh, I have it upside down. There we go, 34. Appreciation and healing. Our ancestors live on, through us, and within us. Now is the time to remember where you have come from and what you may have inherited via your DNA. Genetic memories, patterns, behaviours. Always remembering that our ancestors did their best that they could with what they knew at the time and in the circumstances which they lived their lives. Those on the other side of the veil often stand with us, waiting for forgiveness, acknowledgement, and freedom from pain that they were not able to clear while alive. Freeing them frees us. Healing is not limited to any one time, place, and event. Its effects are far-reaching across many realms of existence. Archangel Metatron, who has been in existence since this earth was created, has seen everything that has happened to you and your family, including members you've never met, going back generation after generation. Repetitive issues or circumstances seem to play out again and again in families. Poverty, alcoholism, infidelity, broken marriages, failed businesses. We have to heal the ancestors too. And with Metatron's help, you can do this by taking that healing back through the family line and then forward to future generations where the DNA has been cleaned and the memories of past challenges replaced by optimistic strands to be planted in new, fertile lives. Think about what needs healing in your family line today and bring this to light for clearing. The image on this deck also asks us to acknowledge all the beauty of our ancestral line. You are the product of all of them, a survivor who has their strengths and talents and gifts. Maybe some of these were unexpressed in their lifetime, but you can do it for them now, and they will always encourage you on. Like the nurse in the 1920s who had no modern medicine to prevent anyone from dying, but her grandchild is equipped to heal mind, body, and soul. Or great-grandparents who painted and were creative carried that to a young child who now displays enormous gifts and everyone wonders where it came from. There is so much ability and help, unseen most of the time, from the past and from the future. Take a moment to look at this image and see yourself as part of something much bigger than you can ever imagine. These souls are part of your soul group, always there and present if called. Realize too that the ancient figure at the back of the long line may be the new child now cradled in her father's arms. The flow of love between generations is constantly rebirthing itself and remembering what it is to be human. You're able to call on your ancestors at this time to help you. They will you on and cheer from afar. It's beautiful when you can see yourself as the living part of it that's all living. That makes sense. Okay, so that was from Archangel Metatron's deck. pulled these 2 cards yesterday and then the last one today. And I've just been wanting to kind of read and connect and just do a little bit what I do. Standing on the shoulders of giants, of course. I'm so grateful that these cards, these oracles, these words, this magic is here to tap into and to reignite and to celebrate and to just be with. Yeah, it's quite a privilege to be here and now. Now the next card is Holy Anger. And I don't know about you, but I've been experiencing some moments of, I do have a temper and I do get angry. Whether that anger is justified or not, maybe the way that I choose to express it isn't always justified. And but I'm getting better. I'm a lot better than I used to be. Yeah. So this one is Holy Anger. Number 53, which is the age that I am now, coincidentally. Okay. Be the change. To care deeply and passionate for a cause, this planet and its people, is to sometimes become disillusioned, disappointed, and full of rage at what we see happening around us. Injustice, greed, inequality, poverty, destruction, and abuse are hard to witness or experience during our time on Mother Earth. It is easy to get frustrated, however. As humans, we need to master how and what we do with our anger and to channel it correctly to create a better world, rather than to seek vengeance or to harm another. In Jesus, we have a template to follow, since he himself had moments of fiercely calling out what he saw as wrong. The hypocrites of his day, including spiritual teachers who did not practice as they preached, and the money changers' tables that he overturned in the temple, calling it a den of thieves. However, he never used violence or aggression and never stooped to a lower energy. Rather, as he showed elsewhere, we are taught to turn the other cheek, meaning not to retaliate with like for like, not to meet anger with anger, but to go higher, to take it to God, turn a new page and begin again, responding with our hearts, not our fists. He showed us how to transmute and redirect our feelings of hopelessness into ones of re-education, communication, and demonstrating a higher way. To walk the talk. For example, to re-sanctify the temple, to steer people back to their hearts and away from those who seek to debase or are cruel in other ways. The card chosen by you today shows a mighty tree cut down to make way for humans' constant need for more. This mighty oak may have stood for hundreds of years, gifting us all breath and having watched generations come and go. Yet in one fell swoop it was destroyed for profit and more. How do we respond? Do we cry and rage and bang our fists? Or do we get up and go and plant another 2 trees for future generations? Do we teach our children why trees are needed, the importance of nature and her place and right to coexist beside us? Not just coexist, if it wasn't for Mother Nature, we wouldn't exist. So it's hubris to think otherwise. The stimulus to this is additional good, stemming from an opposite trigger, which created a choice point moment as to how we could react, and we choose higher, not lower. You're reminded today For whatever irks, annoys, or saddens you now, apathy is not the answer, nor is further rage, which can blind and incapacitate, preventing you from responding at all, or responding without composure or reason. Within you instead is the ever-bright flame of renewal, restoration, and a reflex to do the right thing. This may necessitate you counting to 10, breathing deeply, walking away before coming back more settled to renegotiate and more. You may also be being asked to be the better person to someone else who does not know how. Maybe they've never been taught, have never had a role model, or have never been questioned or held accountable. To walk in light is to never lose hope, to realign to a spiritual response rather than remaining in a primary psychological one stemming from anger, from how anger manifests in the body. To learn to temper our anger so that it can do good, creating motivation and impetus to help birth new ways. This is not easy. It takes practice, and you can be misunderstood, but it is the way out of escalation and further fighting within yourself or another, and is the pathway ultimately to peace. Use what arises wisely and currently to create the change you seek. I think in these times of, outrage and war, we do well to pay heed to how we respond to these things. And is it indeed our place to get angry over that? Are we getting angry for somebody else who might not even choose to be that angry? And yeah, we can feel it, but we don't need to be it. I think that's the difference. Or act on it, or find a better way. It's not easy. Okay. And yeah, so the 2 cards were yesterday, and then I feel like I really should. Threes, the best things come in threes, don't they? So what's next after, healing our ancestral lines and learning to respond to things that upset us rather than react, and to find a better way, It's all about creation, expansion in your life. Card number 3 links to the planet Jupiter, growth, abundance, blessings, and unlimited resources. It really is all there if we can drop this war nonsense. Every single thing within the universe starts from an initial thought. To create anything, we first have to think it, dream it, and above all, believe it is possible with every sense available to us. The energy of creation is there to help change and improve our lives. Sparks of creative light that can be sent out and brought back, manifested as something tangible and real. The flower of life shown here is a sacred symbol that assists you with creating. Every action, thought, and deed is boosted by focusing on its geometry and energy, helping you to kickstart, expand, or grow anything we want. Focusing on the image alone will bring healing to any block that prevents this from being so. Draw the energy of the flower of life into your sacral chakra and let it encourage the center within you to get its creative juices flowing again. There are no limits to what we're capable of creating. We are all master creators, able to manifest whatever we set our minds to. And yet, Archangel Metatron reminds us that we have to create with our hearts as well as our minds. Our minds know only that what they have already experienced. The heart can lead us on a path to bigger things not yet imagined. The heart will also manifest for the greatest good of all, something of worth, of beauty, of wisdom, and of love. This in turn produces abundance. If you are lacking this now, take a moment to observe your patterns and thoughts around wealth, happiness, and prosperity. Changing your thoughts changes the outcome, but you have to create the shift within and put it into action. Abundance comes to those who are in line with their passion and their calling and are serving a wider need. If you are unsatisfied with what you do, ask Archangel Metatron to inspire you with new ideas, new opportunities, and new motivation to create a new reality for yourself that better serves you. Drawing this card implies that it is time for you to think big, to dream, to believe that anything is possible, because it is. It's only your own fear that has prevented you or thwarted you up to now. Whatever your circumstances, whatever your history, Metatron calls you to create anew and redefine who and what you are. Look around you at your inner and outer world and assess what needs changing or altering. You have the power to do this now with your heart and mind. If you need to walk away from old, outworn situations that dull your sparkle and joy of life, seek out alternatives and be creative in your approach to doing so. Talk to others, expand your horizons and visit new places to provide you with fresh impetus. You're born with unique gifts and talents. You're being reminded that you have untapped skills. It may be time to take up a creative pursuit. Dancing, singing, painting, designing, whatever it is, do it with enthusiasm and success will follow. If you've forgotten what these gifts are, let Metatron remind you. He knows all you're capable of and more. The power of creation is yours. Use it well. And so be it, so it is. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for co-creating this wonderful, wonderful world that we exist and get to live in. It's, I think the more we move towards what brings us joy, what makes us happy, what lights us up, the more of us do that, the more of us help clear the way for of what's gone before and what's to come, you know, our ancestral trauma and healing and letting go of the war bollards nonsense, you know, saying no. You know, we can be resistant without being passive. Non-passive resistance, I think, for me is the way forward. Without getting angry at anybody. It's just, no, I don't think so. No, I do not agree. Thank you, no thank you. There must be a better way, surely. Yeah. Who said that? Why did they say that? Okay. Very best wishes